Time now to talk business thanks to our partners Forsyth Barr. Critical Minerals are in the spotlight this morning as one company looks to list and seek government support while another gets a big knockback from the fast-track legislation. Garth Bray, host of Herald Now Business, is with us live. Garth, good morning.
Yeah, morning Ryan. Look, just fresh out on the NZX this morning, Manuka Resources, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Trans-Tasman. Basically, they're responding to a decision that popped out very late on Thursday, right before the long weekend, from a fast-track panel that was looking at its application to do seabed mining off the South Taranaki Bight. This is pretty contentious. It's been argued under sort of previous regimes because it's obviously an area there's a lot of fishing going on, there's a lot of potential environmental impact, but obviously there's a stack of vanadium and other kinds of stuff there that's valuable. There was also a big project looked at to put some offshore wind farms there that the government's super fund was looking at backing, so a lot of interest knocking heads, and lo and behold, without any announcement or fanfare, sort of after 5 o'clock on Thursday, the panel announces it is refusing. It's given a draft refusal. So just some clarification from the company that it's got until 19th of February to comment on that. It feels that it addressed all the concerns at the time and no word exactly on whether it will push back.
Well, that's a big one.
Bit of a blow, yeah. I mean, this was they're saying this is going to knock the plan to double mineral exports. I guess you've got groups saying, look, there's a lot of fishery interests in that area that need to be thought about as well. It could be impacted, and that's worth money too, and it's people's livelihoods. And there's this other sort of suggestion that offshore wind farm and a multi-billion-dollar project that the super fund was looking at backing. Maybe that has a better chance now. So, but that's I guess really the first significant kind of mining no that we've seen out of this process. And I guess interesting that when I was chatting last year about this with Patrick Smalley, who's been across this for Business Desk a lot, he was saying he wouldn't be surprised if there's one big no comes out of this, just so it doesn't look like
they're all too yesy.
It's a cakewalk, right?
There's your big one.
This is your big one. Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
That's as you mentioned, another company, Taiko, that's sniffing around for some capital. It's looking at doing extraction of mineral sands and so on off the west coast, and it's got a plan. There's a nice write-up in the Herald yesterday rather, I think, from Kate McNamara talking about its ambitions. But in there as well, the interesting thing that they are trying to seek some government funding in form of a loan from the Regional Infrastructure Fund, a fund that doesn't normally loan to that kind of business on the face of it. But it looks like they're in the queue for a consideration on that. So plenty happening in that space, as we know, given also what's been going on in Washington DC with the trade negotiations around this sort of project to try and get a critical minerals kind of
framework,
stockpile, vault, call it what you will.
Now, what else you got for us, Garth?
Crikey, well, we've been trying to make sense of what's happening in Japan there. Massive stonking result there for Sanae Takaichi, the first female PM. She's now looking like she's on track for a super majority with the coalition that they've got between the LDP and the Japan Innovation Party. And that's basically a huge mandate for her plan to kind of cut consumption taxes, cut GST. So the equity markets there, the Nikkei and so on, are likely to respond pretty favourably. They've already been on a tear as she's rolled that policy out over the last few months. But some caution, I suppose, that all of that has its downsides. The bond markets are looking again at quite how they price debt from there, and so that's likely to put pressure on the yen downwards. I think we're trading about 194 at the moment against the yen. So a bit of a look out there for exporters. Obviously, we feed Japan, and it supplies us with cars and all kinds of other stuff to keep us moving. So it's a watch out for them there.
All right, Garth, appreciate your update this morning. Thank you. Right. That is Garth Bray, Herald Now business host, and we talk business every day with our partners Forsyth Barr.